Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nyambura and I make content on garden, home and lifestyle. So today I thought of bringing you out here in the garden to see what's going on. My garden is in transition. We are removing the old plants and bringing in the new plants. Some plants didn't really do well, but I thought of bringing you here to see the reality in the garden, in an organic garden. Some die, some thrive, and that's how we survive. So over here I have my pumpkin plant. This one, I actually grow this for leaves and it's almost dying, but it still has some leaves. Not so much to show there, but that's what we have there. Over this wall, if you can remember in our past garden tour, we had a green wall, we had beans, the climbing beans. We've already harvested those ones. We harvested the leaves for some time and then harvested the beans. And that wall is now empty, that has been harvested. Down below the wall, there's a bed that is also almost clean. We've removed most of the plants here and the idea is to remove everything and start afresh. We had some cabbages that didn't do really well and they're still there, but we're going to feed them to our animals. And the spinach, we also did have some kales and some leeks, and that bed is practically dead and we are going to refresh it. So in these containers we have our eggplant. This eggplant didn't do as well, so it's still there but it's not thriving. I'm giving it a chance because maybe it will thrive with time, maybe it won't, and if it doesn't, I just remove it, and that's normal for me. So next we have a spinach. Spinach always does well. This one is very old. It's time to go. It must have been here for over 2 seasons. If you've been watching us, you've seen it over and over again. So it's time to go down, and these 3 beds in the next 1 week or so, I'm going to be having new plants. So on this other side, we also have some eggplant here. Didn't also do very well, but this one starts to flower. So I'm giving it a chance to see what happens over there, but I'm not very hopeful looking at the plant and the way it's looking like. So one step behind, I have seedlings, which I have started to, because I'm refreshing my garden. And so I start my seedlings I'll pick one container and start seedlings. So these are seedlings that are going to be used in the next garden that I'm refreshing, and I'll bring you to this journey. So next over here is my lavender. It was very bushy and I don't like bushy things. So I just trimmed it a bit to give it some space. And down here I'm going to plant maybe some beans or something else. I had kales. These ones, we happened to have some animal and plant conflicts. My goats ate these kales, but that's fine. So here we have beetroots. These ones have done really well. I'm going to be harvesting them as I refresh my garden and storing them for my smoothies. So this bed is also going down. These are beetroots doing really well. This spinach is also going down. Over here we usually have our banana and we just throw anything. So here is our nasturtium showing off at the foot of the banana. And this bed, I just put down some chamomile plants, and they don't look really nice, but I hope they'll pick up with time, and so that we can continue. Next here we have basil. This actually was purple basil when I planted it first. I don't know what happened. Maybe it cross-pollinated with the other basil in the farm, and then it turned to be, I don't know what this is called, because it used to have purple leaves. Now it has green leaves and purple flowers. Well, interesting, that's what happened. Next we have our strawberries. These ones need to be pruned. You can see they do have some fruits, but it's too bushy for it to produce well. So I'm going to come down here and work on this. Probably I'll bring you to that journey as I refresh my garden. This too is a strawberry container. We have some over here, but they are not the best because they are too crowded. They need to be pruned a bit for them to produce well. So here we used to have leeks, still a few remaining, and yeah. Next, this is fenugreek. It's commonly known as methi. I use it as a flavor for my food and even for tea. So this is what I've grown in this container. Not doing 100% well, but it's trying to thrive. That celery, we've had that in our juices for a while, and it's still there. We usually pick the leaves and let it continue growing. All over here, these were onions, not dead, not very alive, but these ones will stay. We're just going to prune them and let them stay. This is a volunteer lettuce, which grew over here. You can still use it for salads, but it might go to seed anytime, so it's not as tasty as fresh lettuce. Over there, that was a chayote plant. We did harvest a lot of leaves and a lot of fruits from it. It died. Actually, I thought it was dead, but it came back on itself, and I'm giving it a chance because I still need food. Yeah. So next here are my container for herbs. They are not doing their best, as everything in the garden is not. But this is lemon balm, that chocolate mint, that sweet potato. That time needs some cleanup, but we're going to put this in order and all will be well. All these beds are going to come down because they are a bit crowded. Some of them are overwhelmed by weeds. But that's the phase of the season that we are in. That's the place where we are bringing most of the things down and creating a new garden. So here we have our active spinach. This is what we are eating. And as you can see, usually our spinach is usually very big. But the last season didn't rain well. And also we had water issues, so it didn't do as much as we expected. But it's still good enough for our food. This is our lettuce, which has gone to seed. So we're going to let it completely go to seed. And we will harvest the seeds, save them for the next season. Here is my dragon fruit. You've seen my videos taking this dragon fruit, trying to give it the best life ever. It's still holding up. We hope to get some fruits. And down here I've planted beans. If you've been here long enough, you know I use my beans for leaves. So I plant them for their leaves, and I use the leaves as food. So all over here, this is all spinach. And yeah, that's all we have here. Down here we have our fruit trees. This is our pawpaw. We have 2 pawpaws. I think this is the male pawpaw, this is the female one. And right below it, we have this sunflower, which is doing marvelous. It's produced a lot of sunflowers, as you can see. It's not just one, there's layers. Like at every branch, we have a sunflower, a sunflower, a sunflower. I hope it's going to survive the birds over here, but I'm hopeful that I'll harvest some sunflowers from there. So here is our... this is pepino melon. It's not in season, so it's a bit dormant. I'm going to come over here and clean it up, prune it, and give it a new life. Down here we have our orange. Did produce some oranges. And I don't know whether it has another orange. Yes, it does have some small oranges. It's a very tiny plant, but it still produces, so I don't kill it. Let it be. Our pumpkin, this one was being used for leaves, but it was generous enough to give us a fruit. And the fruit is over there. We are letting it grow, then we can harvest it. This is our second dragon fruit. As you can see, this one is doing better than the other one. So one day, someday soon, we will have some dragon fruits. So in this cage, I have a lone tomato plant. I don't know whether you can see. It does have some tomatoes, yeah, and we will work on it, give it some life until it produces, then it can go down with the rest of the garden. Then this is celery. This one is clearly a bit tired, but we're still harvesting from it, still giving us some celery. So we'll keep it for a bit. And yeah, so this is our new spinach. The one we've seen down there is very old. So this is a bit new because we plant our spinach like it follows each other. We don't let it die before we plant. So we planted this, then it can allow us to kill what is there and have fresh spinach. And this is my orange. This one produces really large oranges, and they are very, very sweet. So it's still going. This is our dead pepper plant. I'll come over here, harvest all this, and then I'll use them whether in a paste or in a sauce or something. Yeah, so they're still useful. We will not throw them away. Down here, I came over here, I think the last 2 days, and threw down here some amaranth, terere seeds. It's one of our foods that we love to eat, so we keep growing it each after the other. This is a leek bed, but we do have a beetroot that volunteered. I don't know where this one came from, but I let it be. These are leeks. Very useful for my soups and my samosas. This used to be a lettuce bed. You can see they have gone to seed. As usual, I do allow them to completely dry, and then I harvest the seeds, and then I save them for next season. This is my, what's the name of this fruit? Pomegranate. It did produce a few. no visible flowers for now, but I think it's not in season. But when it was in season, it produced a few fruits. It's maiden fruits, and we add fruits from it. So down below it, we have spinach. Over here, these are like in their second. We've harvested them for like a month or two, so they're not doing very bad. We come and refresh them, spray some foliar, and we will be good to go. So this is our mango tree. Produced lots of mangoes during the season, and it's looking good. We hope to have more mangoes when they are on season. And next we have our mint. These ones have been here forever. If you're not a newcomer, you know we've always had our tropical mint, apple mint, and chocolate mint lying here. Not very clean, but we're going to clean that up. And yeah, so that's what we have there. Our ornamental plant here, Monastera, been here forever. And then next to it is a pot. This pot had ginger. We did harvest that ginger and planted some chamomile there. As you can see, the chamomile is picking up well. And that's what's happening in that pot. Next we have our herbs. This one's named a whole refresh. As you can see, this is our lemon golden thyme, our parsley. Here we add a tomato here, cherry tomato sun gold. But this is bay leaf actually. The goats have done it justice, but it's picking up over there. Then our leeks, our basil. Next we have our ordinary thyme, our garlic chives, and our lemongrass. Also gotten a good thorough treatment by the goats, but that's fine. Down there we have our kales. We just planted them. As you can see, they are very, very young. They haven't been here for long, so about a week or so. And finally, we have our fruits. These are called raspberries. We do have some fruits over here, not a lot, but it makes me really happy to see my fruits produce some fruits. Yeah, so this is our raspberry. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll bring you to the video where I refresh the garden to a whole new garden. Thank you so much for coming, and always remember, if you have a vision, add some passion. I'll see you in the next one.